Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to operate the PTO winch here on my CJ5. It's kind of daunting by yourself because there's really no way to stop this winch like a conventional electric winch. And also it operates off the transmission. So let's get started. Alright, so I got the spool control in neutral here. I'm going to go ahead and winch out the hook and cable all the way out to the tractor here, about 50 feet away. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and lock the spool control. Alright, it's all the way over and it's locked in. Alright, so after we got the spool locked up front, we're going to go ahead and take the put the transfer case in neutral. So right now it's in low range. I'm going to go ahead and put it in neutral, which is in between high range and low range. And we're going to go ahead and get the PTO lever here, put it back. Now it's locked. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the transmission in gear. So this winch will operate in reverse. If you put the transmission in reverse, it'll spool out real slow, and then it'll go through all 3 speeds. So if you want real low, you use first gear, intermediate second, and high speed third gear. Next thing we're going to do, engage the parking brake, then use our regular wheel brakes. We'll go ahead and put it in first gear. Alright, so now we got tension. Now we're pulling the tractor, and we're going to rev up the engine a little bit and it'll go faster. Alright, now if we want to go a little bit faster, go ahead and put it in second gear. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and walk the cable into the spool. Got the engine revved up. I just got it in first gear, going nice and slow. Alright, so I kind of missed the roll, but basically you want to keep the cable even the whole way on this. Alright, so I got it where I want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and release some slack on the cable by putting the transmission in reverse. So I put the transmission in reverse. Now the spool's backing out, letting some slack off the cable. So doing this one-handed, well, one person just going to go ahead and put the barrel in neutral. And as you can see, the PTO is still spinning. Alright, so now I'm just putting the cable back in the barrel here. I didn't get my cable wrapped the way I wanted to. I'll just off camera go ahead and fix that. But what's really important is when you're going to get the hook right here in the rollers, it's important to time it just right, because this winch does not stop unless you disconnect it here or take it out of gear in the transmission. Alright, so I got about a foot left. I'm going to go ahead and put the barrel in neutral, and I'm going to go take the transmission out of gear, put the barrel back in gear, and then just try to feel for it up in the driver's seat. Alright, so I got it where I want it to be. I'm going to leave it like this, leave it hooked in the bumper like that, and I'll put a bungee cord around it because that hook's pretty heavy, and I always keep the barrel in neutral for safety, just in case the PTO lever accidentally gets engaged or something like that, because as long as that engine's running and that PTO lever's engaged and the transmission's in gear, that it's going to spin. So it's real dangerous, but if you just take an extra second to think about it and try to take some extra safety precautions, it's a great winch. Very strong too. Alright, so now that we're done, we're going to go ahead and disconnect it. We're going to put the PTO out of gear. We're gonna go ahead and put the transfer case back in gear, and we're ready for normal operation. One quick tip on the overdrive: this PTO will not engage if the overdrive is in gear, which would be up. So the transmission has to be in direct drive. All right, everybody, well, that's going to conclude today's video. I hope it was informative enough. Hope I showed y'all how to operate the PTO correctly and the winch. My recommendation is always use 2 people. You know, I have one person on the winch end, you know, with the hook and the cable. Always use a dead man, which is pretty much a weight or something in the middle of the cable in case the cable snaps. You know, the weight of the dead man will put the cable down, because if you're sitting in this driver's seat and that thing snaps, you know, it's gonna be a bad day. It's very dangerous to operate. That's why I recommend 2 people using it. Quick tip I didn't mention earlier in the video: go ahead and press the clutch pedal, you know, and kind of feather it. You know, if something starts binding up, or you know you're scared it's gonna snap, just go ahead and press that clutch pedal in, you know, and then take it out of gear just like you would, you know, if you were driving it. So, all right, happy Jeeping. Y'all have a good one.